And with the governor title right now is Governor Rick Scott. Great to have you here with us. If you don't mind my saying, we've met a handful of times. I was just commenting, this is not a relaxed person 8 days out of an election that's very, very tight. You seem to be really enjoying yourself.
God, I love people. I get to travel with my wife and one of my daughters, my grandson and son-in-law today. We were in 3 cities with Governor Christie, and it's a ball. You get to talk to people, you get to hear their stories.
Yep.
I love stories. I want everybody to have a job. I want their kids to get a good education, and it's fun to talk to them.
That is one of the things that you've been talking a lot about is jobs. Your tenure versus Charlie Crist's tenure. Obviously, you created jobs, he lost jobs. But the question, the criticism that people would have of that is that it's accurate, but is it really fair? Because on his watch, the Great Recession happened, and then there's been a nice recovery as well. Do you think that's fair? How do you answer that?
Here's why I look at it.
Okay.
Charlie has said there is nothing he could do. Well, here's the things that I did that he wouldn't do. We've cut taxes 40 times. We cut regulation. I've called on companies. I've not talked to one company that said that Charlie called them.
Okay.
I've not talked to economic development officers that said Charlie helped them. That's why he went from, think about what Charlie did. 832,000 people lost their job. We've added 651,000 jobs. He went from he had the second highest increase in unemployment in the country. We've had the second biggest drop. So you look at it, it does matter. Cut spending. Watch how you spend the money. Reduce regulations. Reduce taxes, and you'll get more jobs. That's what's happened. We have 261,000 job openings right now in the state. Well,
let me ask you this, because say 8 days from now, you have a great day, and you're back in the governor's mansion. What are the next 4 years going to be like? More of the same, or is it a different game plan because times are different?
Well, I have a 2020 plan, and it's basically 4 things. 1, beat Texas on job creation. That's still our biggest competitor. Let's beat them. Number 2, we'll have the highest funding for K-12 education in the history of the state per pupil. We have the highest funding, total education funding in the history of the state. Because think about it, I grew up in public housing. My mom told me, 1, jobs are important, and 2, getting a good education is important.
It's true.
Number 3, we've got to control tuition. Charlie raised it 15% a year. I stopped that this year. I want to make sure people like me that doesn't have rich parents and could afford university. And then finally, I want to keep cutting taxes. I want to give you another $1 billion back in your pocket because you'll spend it better than the government will spend it.
I'm going to ask you this because you were with Governor Christie today. Obviously, Ebola is on everyone's mind right there. He's got a situation there in New Jersey and New York. We're going to go to New York here shortly. But Florida, we're on the front lines as well. International tourism is huge for us. Did you all have a chance to speak about a game plan, a possible game plan?
Yeah, we talked about it a lot.
Okay.
They've got one of the airports, of the 5 airports that people are coming in from Ebola-infected areas.
Yes.
Fortunately, we don't. But we have 4 people in the state already that have been in those areas. We are doing twice a day monitoring by our Department of Health, and we'll make sure that we stay ahead of the game. The CDC, as you know, has gotten behind. We won't. We've asked for more testing kits from the CDC. They haven't given us what we asked. We bought a lot of protective gear. We mandated our hospitals do training of our healthcare workers and have the right equipment. Because if you think about it, we got to take care of our citizens.
Yes.
We got to take care of our tourists, and we've got to take care of the front line. Healthcare workers, all first responders need to know that they've had the training and they have the equipment, that nothing will happen to them.
And the protocols are in place. Finally, you're out on this big tour right now. I've heard Charlie Crist and the Democrats say, if we just get out the vote, we win. Is it that simple? Is that your game plan as well?
Absolutely. It's whoever gets the vote out.
Yeah.
I won in 2010.
But there's more Democrats than Republicans registered in Florida.
Right. Okay. What we've got to do is who is more passionate about the future? Who cares? Here's what I tell people. The election is not about Charlie or me. It's really about your family. Do you want more jobs or less jobs? Do you want more education funding or less education funding? Do you want more tax cuts or do you want higher taxes? That's what Charlie did. This race probably has a bigger difference in 2 people. I mean, Charlie likes big government.
It's definitely clear.
He likes big government. He's going to raise taxes, not cut them. He did it before. He said he'll do it again. Charlie was not going to cut regulation. He likes big government. He's got the complete Barack Obama playbook. That's what he's doing. I believe in you, the individual. It's worked. Think of what's happening. People are moving to our state. People are moving their companies here. Their whole companies are moving here. We have 261,000 job openings now. The average income for the top 25 in demand is $27 an hour or $55,000 a year. We are on a roll, and that's what families want. They want a job. They want a good education system. They want to live in a safe environment. We're at a 43-year low in our crime rate. It's the most exciting time to be here, and there are so many more companies we're going to recruit here over the next few years.
Well, Governor, I know you are on a roll. You're rolling down I-4 here in just a moment. Barely had time to get your feet in the door, and out you go again. We appreciate you spending a few minutes with us.
All right, good luck.
All right, to you too.